something like this, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be cynical for the rest of your life. You're probably never ever gonna give anybody else any more chances because you're gonna be like,
bro, I ain't gonna lie. Like, if I'm a landlord, bro, you gonna have to be the most perfect tenant, bro. I'm not, bro. This is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, yo. Welcome back to the room. Back at another video. Today we're gonna be reacting to his home was destroyed over unpaid rent by Maury. Before we get to this video, make sure to sub, like the video, and comment if you like it. Let's get straight into it.
Full story of how I had to evict my tenant from hell. So we won the court case to evict my tenant. We did it. In order to get in the house, we had to have the sheriff involved. That way he can legally give me the rights to the house.
Whoa. Go ahead and sub before I do something I don't want to.
He told me I cannot touch anything in this house for 10 days. And I'm sitting here looking at the sheriff like, what do you mean? It just looks like they threw a celebration. They literally threw a cookout to celebrate getting evicted. 10 days goes by. I finally get to go in the house. We go to the back. I see all these flies. What did I just walk into?
yeah, I could never be a landlord in this
Boy, this sounds like a horror movie, bro. What?
economy, in this society, knowing full well that so many people will, on their way out, destroy my property just because they couldn't pay their bills on time. Like, how is it my fault that you signed a 12-month lease for $2,000 a month?
You signed the lease, bro. I'll never get that, bro. You signed the lease. You couldn't pay the lease, and you got mad at the landlord like you ain't know the amount when you bought it. What? Bro, be mad at your pockets instead of him.
You don't want to pay for the rest of the year, but you expect me to let you live there. So I start the eviction process because bills have to be paid. And because you feel some type of way, you decide to destroy everything. Now, guys, I saw this footage. Inside the home is a mess. And wait till you guys see what the tenants left in the fridge. It's disgusting.
Smell coming out the house from something had to be dead in there. Finally go inside, we're checking everything out, and I swear to you, it had to be at least 100,000 flies. Mind you, my tenant owned a food truck. The same tenant that poured oil down the drain in the toilet. They turned off the power and left food filled to the brim in the fridge. It was all the cookout food that was left days before.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the state of this fridge, and I'm assuming it's off, has to be off. The tenant really shut off the fridge out of spite. They plugged the fridge out, assuming the electricity is still running in the home, and left all this rotting food in the fridge. Like, how, why, where, when?
Open up the fridge and I see the nastiest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. 1,000,000 maggots in that fridge. It was making my skin crawl. They broke both of my couches. They put a hole in the wall. They left shrimp on the carpet, and they drew on every single wall. They broke so many doors, and they never fixed the toilet. So
Oh my God. Guys, again, this is why if you ever become a landlord, right? Say you inherit a home from your grandmother or somebody, but you already have your own property, right? So you decide out of the kindness of your heart or just plain old business logic, you want to rent that space out to a young family or a person in need of a home. Please make sure you vet that person. Make sure they have a stable job, a stable income, no prior criminal arrests in terms of arson, destruction of property, vandalism. Look for the red flags. Do they pay their bills on time?
I ain't gonna lie, that's genuinely scary, bro. Like, in this day and age, I say just leave this job title alone, bro. Because people are evil, bro. People are inherently evil, bro.
Credit score, like, do they seem like a nice person? Are they a troublemaker, right? Like, all.
Bro, the thing is, you can do all this and they'll still do that, bro. They'll still be mad. You know what I'm saying?
You want to look for the green flags, and any red flags, in my opinion, in the state of this economy, is not worth the risk. Honestly, here someone said, getting an eviction on your record means you can never rent from anyone that does a soft background check. You did the right thing. Darren the chef said, fades would have been caught. This is low down, not gonna lie. Indeed, the fair one would have had to been ran. Someone else said, I clean homes and apartments after this kind of nightmare. If you want good recs on cleaners, I got you. Sasha said, said, "This is really sad. You worked hard to purchase this property, gave these tenants a nice place to rent, and they completely destroyed it. Classless people do things like this, and it's such a shame that you're left to put it back together." Here we have Gideon in the comments.
Okay, wait. I might be uninformed, right? But what stops the landlord from what stops the landlord from suing the person who did this and making them pay for damages? Why can they just do that, leave, and then the landlord has to pay for it? I might be uninformed, but let me know in the comments.
You need to out their food truck. That's facts. Tierra said, "That fridge made me itch. I cannot imagine the smell." Oh yeah, the smell has to smell like something straight from the deepest, darkest pits of hell, straight out of Satan's ass crack. I'm telling you.
Just keep that in mind when you're renting to people. Do a full background check on them. It's okay to help people that are in need, but make sure that they are qualified.
And it seems as though we have another video here relating to that particular residence.
We gotta burn this shit down.
What the fuck? Go back out.
Yeah, all that gagging, that coughing, that almost puking speaks volumes. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, imagine the nightmare you have to go through, especially if you're like a new landlord or just a new business owner in general, and you're trying to do something good out of the kindness of your heart, right? And you're already strapped on a particular budget in terms of your business investments, and you have a tenant who does something like this. I'm pretty sure you're going to be cynical for the rest of your life. You're probably never ever going to give anybody else any more chances because you're going to be like,
bro, I ain't gonna lie. Like, if I'm a landlord, bro, you gonna have to be the most perfect tenant, bro. Bro, this is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't even know the type of rage I would have inside of me after seeing this, bro. Like, I give you a place to stay, and this is what you give back to me, bro. So people are very over.
I don't really have the time, the energy, or the patience to go through this process again. So I'm not going to be renting to specific people from specific socioeconomic backgrounds. Anybody from now on I'm renting to has to have a credit score over 700. You got to make at least 60K a year. You got to have like prior loans you've already paid off on time. I can't be the first place you're moving into, etc., etc. All these different stipulations, because now one person has messed it up for everybody else. Hollywood Steph said this was the most annoying update. Told us nothing, showed us nothing. I mean, he showed what appears to be left behind baby poo in a trash bag. Here we have this update as well.
Y'all remember when my tenant poured oil down my toilet? Well, the city sent me a letter saying if I don't get this fixed ASAP, I'm gonna face $10,000 worth of fine. So here I am doing my ChatGPT DIY, and look at this, oil just keeps coming out. A freaking glue stick.
Bro, that's just sad. Why am I responsible for what my tenant does? Like, shouldn't there be insurance for this? Why would I be fined for something somebody else did? I get it, it's my property, but they intentionally sabotaged my own property. Whether out of spite or negligence, they poured oil down the drain, which, if you guys don't know, oil is technically never supposed to be poured down the drain. You're supposed to have something called a grease trap, which is installed under the ground to collect oil and grease and fats from foods. And then I guess every cycle, like once every month or so, a particular truck that sucks up all that oil from that reservoir is pumped up into a truck. And I believe.
Hey, bro, I swear I'm learning today, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Whenever I was washing a pot or a pan with oil on it, I would just wash it like in the sink. I wouldn't think about none of this.
Driven to a facility for further processing, right? I'm not entirely sure what they use that oil for or what they convert it to, but $10,000, a $10,000 fine for something else someone else did is crazy.
At this point, I had to crack open the whole entire pipe to get this washcloth out. Them kids are so bad. Who flushes a washcloth? So here I am with this mess over here thinking I'm freaking handy manny. Now I gotta go to Lowe's to go fix this cracked pipe. So shout out ChatGPT. He said I gotta get this. Now I'm just putting everything back together. Gotta put this piece back on. Hey, and honestly, put plumbing on my resume, because Chat said this would have cost at least $5,000 from the plumbers. Just look at all the oil that they poured down the toilet.
Yeah, that is disgusting. And somebody in the comment section said, "Did you not sue or file charges?" Like, facts. Can we start holding people accountable? That
Okay, I thought I was tripping. Y'all, the audio like dropped in quality a little bit, just went back up.
person is a food truck owner, I would, bro, all the money they made from that business, that food truck, is going to me. Like, you are getting your business license revoked. I'm
going
making
to
you go
me.
into bankruptcy. Someone said, "Brother, no gloves, brother in the slides." Yeah, that's disgusting. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. Josiah said, "Should I have worn gloves?" Oh, that's the uploader. This guy's one brave guy. Bitten by Beauty said, "You bold. I would have had a hazmat
I just realized he did that with no gloves, bro. No, that's nasty,
suit
bro.
on and gloves." And I concur, as a fellow germaphobe. Yes, I am scared of germs. I probably would have just hired somebody else to do all this for me. I'm not taking the chance with my health. I'm sorry. I just can't. Somebody said, "As soon as I heard ChatGPT DIY, I knew it was over for this guy." I mean, it's crazy. I don't think he has enough money to hire somebody to come fix this for him, which is why he's doing it himself. Leandra said, "My cousin is a licensed plumber, and every 5 years he has gotten tetanus shot dealing with who? Please be careful. Glad you're getting stronger in being a landlord." That is crazy. Another person who appears to be a realtor said, "This happened to one of my clients. Horrible what people will do to a property. Great job." So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this? Honestly, I couldn't deal with this.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, I could not either. Bro, some people are just truly too weird to like. That's why I wouldn't even want a profession like this where people can. The fact that people can do this to you means it's going to happen to you. That's you know what I'm saying? That's the hard truth, bro. I'm not gonna lie. But you know, say y'all comments below in the chat. If y'all like the video, make sure to like, subscribe. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is for you. Peace.